So hello, I've been sitting on a few of these videos for a while now. Just life has made it difficult to find the motivation to both record, which is what I've been doing plenty of, and to do the editing after. So I figured I'd actually get off and do the recording. So this is going to be sort of a catch-all for a little bit. I'll get the videos I've got sitting in my stuff done and I'll upload them for you all. Hello all. At the time of recording this, I have 6 hours of footage that I've had to scrap due to bugged audio. I hate my life. In that time, I installed a few extra mods, and I actually went through and got my full list of what I've actually got, which I'll go through right now again. I have the Alliance War Pack, the Ark mod, Ashley Battle Pack, Enemy Friendly Fire, Expanded Galaxy mod, Miranda mod, Omega Hub Alpha, and Spectre Expansion mod. Those are the mods I've currently got running for this. So I've had like I said, I've also gone through recently and I've paid that little bit extra money to pick up the DLCs I was missing. So Lieutenant Vega, we have a new shotgun, the A12 Raider. EDI, the Argus rifle. It's a law enforcement rifle. I don't know if it'll be any use to me. EDI, the Valkyrie assault rifle. And Alliance Command, new N7 Defender armor. I don't think that one comes from the DLCs. The mods themselves have also taken an update, which is why this has now got an empty line here. So EGM, so Expanded Galaxy mod, and the Spectre Requisitions mod have, Spectre Terminal, sorry, mod have taken an update. I believe that this is directly, I've gone back to a previous save I made because I make sure to save after each video. I believe this is the recording, this is straight after the recording that was my last good one. So we'll talk to Specialist Traynor.
Commander, come to check on your new recruit.
Just wanted to see how you were doing.
Still trying to get my bearings. When I was working on the Normandy's upgrades, I left at the end of the day. I didn't even have a toothbrush or a change of clothing until I made some emergency purchases on the Citadel.
I could have helped with that, you know? So, once again, I'll talk through each of my decisions with yous. They're a new crew. Shepard's pretty informal. You know, he likes his crew to come to him with any problems. He's dealt with all his crew's issues before. So, you know, if he can help, he'll help.
Next time you need something, just ask. We're all in this together.
Oh, it's no trouble, Commander. I'm sure you have larger concerns.
We can put in a requisition order.
My toothbrush is a Cision Pro Mark IV. It uses tiny Mass Effect fields to break up plaque and massage the gums. It costs 6,000 credits.
Okay, yeah. You're on your own with that.
In any event, I appreciate you giving me the chance to stay. Was there anything else?
Investigate? So, there's 6,000 credits. I could have used that. I really could have used that. Why, Traynor, could you not have helped us out? Okay, it proves useful later.
How'd you end up in the military anyway?
My family didn't have money for university. When the Alliance saw my aptitude scores, they offered me a full scholarship. I served my required years after graduation and decided to stay. I really like the challenges of the lab. Although, I'm sure I'll grow to love frontline service as well.
If you go to love it, something's wrong with you. It's frontline service, you're gonna die. Especially in the war against the Reapers. I do support the armed forces. I just believe that it's unfortunate that we need them in the first place.
I'm surprised you're worrying about a toothbrush. We've got bigger problems right now.
Oh, believe me, seeing the Reapers on Earth was terrifying. But I won't help anybody by bursting into tears here in the CIC, will I? Being here on the Normandy helps. If anyone in the galaxy can stop the Reapers, it's you. And if flagging your messages and managing strategic intel helps you in any way, then it's worth it.
And it does help, like, especially with the EGM and the Spectre terminal, there is a lot more that goes on in the background. I don't think I've showed it to you yet, but there's actual reports from different battles you can watch. Read. So yeah, I don't know if I've got many at the moment, but I'll show them to you later. Potentially after we get something else done. Oops, I meant to go your lab job.
You worked in Alliance R&D?
Yes. You'd think quantum entanglement would make communication easy, but imagine incorporating multiple incoming sources and then networking them with extrapolations of time-lag data to construct a coherent situation GUI. It's an exciting challenge. For me, anyway.
As long as you enjoy it, Triangle. As long as you enjoy it. Your personal history. I haven't had a chance to look over your file yet. It's always nice to know more about you.
Where are you from originally?
A colony in the Terminus systems, actually. Though I studied on Earth, at Oxford. My parents were from London. They loved Earth, but they wanted the freedom a colony life could offer. If they stayed in London, I imagine they'd be dead right now.
Don't talk like that. Come on, if you gotta believe they would have survived.
A lot of people back on Earth are still alive, and counting on us.
Quite true, Commander.
Right then. Good speaking with you, Triangle.
Carry on, Specialist.
Just to show you what I was talking about with the battle reports, that's my mission summary there. Ooh, the Cerberus lab, I'll have to deal with that. Codex. Alliance Intelligence Services AIS database. Intel Bulletin. Reaper invasion. Intel Bulletin urgent. Authorization level Cobalt 5. Report as follows. Under the Emergency War Powers Act, Fleet Admiral Stephen Hackett has assumed command as Supreme Commander of Alliance Military Forces. E-date 27/18/05 Z September 2186. After destruction of the Systems Alliance Parliament at Arcturus Station, the order of battle has been updated. All former and current military personnel are required to proceed to nearest designated rally point for assignment and redeployment ASAP. Incursion by Reaper ground forces have been reported on Earth and Tetris. Evacuations by both Systems Alliance and Turian hierarchy for these locations were severely compromised due to limited orbital resources and overwhelming enemy opposition. Successful recovery of civilians was negligible. Nearby ships provided supply drops of munitions and long-range communications in order to coordinate and expedite groundside resistance. Further reports by Signet and Human Intelligence and Systems. I don't actually know what that one is, but I think that might be Human Intelligence, that one. Also indicated Reaper presence throughout the Terminus Systems, Attican Traverse, Systems Alliance, and Council Space regions. Primary targets are military infrastructure and logistical assets, focusing on fuel stations and supply routes to cripple ship movement and hinder counter-offensive action. Warnings have been broadcast to all civilian and merchant vessels to avoid occupied territories. Travel should not be attempted unless escorted or providing emergency aid at one's own risk. Alpha roster of fortified fuel depots follows: Anos Basin, Pranas; Athena Nebula, Paranithia; Eagle Nebula, Emia; Horsehead Nebula, Pax; Krogan DMZ, Arlak; Nema Cluster, Maskin Zal; Omega Nebula, Sharabarik; Rosetta Nebula, Enoch; Serpent Nebula, Widow; Selena Nebula, Kypladon. Vocational Code Handbook. A. Infantry. Space. Rated. Naval Marines. In order to qualify for an A ranking, one must have completed qualification through either B5 or undergone special combat training with equivalent background, such as former mercenaries, etc. A7 requires completion of hostile environment and survival course and is the prerequisite rating for entering the special forces. B. Infantry General. Planetary Marines. B1s are raw recruits right out of school, and B4 is usually a seasoned sergeant or chief. A soldier who completes the B5 qualification can be considered for an A rating. B6 and B7 are restricted to NCO ranks and are required for Command Master Chief status for companies or divisions. C. Infantry Biotic. Anyone who uses their biotics is rated a C. Qualification to one of the SA Biotic Warfare programs requires a C7 rating. D. Ordnance Disposal Technical Corps. Bomb Disposal Units. The System Alliance ODT Corps is used to deal with explosive devices, jammed mass accelerators under power, conventional explosives, and the like. D5 and up are qualified to handle nuclear devices. Holy! You'd think that would be restricted to D7, like top of the top. E. Damage Control Specialist. Naval personnel on ships that are charged with maintenance and proper execution of damage control techniques. Deep Space Fire Control, NBC Decontamination, and Hostile Environment Repair. F. Finance, Yeoman and Administrative. A rating for non-combatant support personnel. H. Medical, Officer only. Medical doctors are ranked by their level of qualification. I. Fleet Command. Granted to all flag rank officers. This rank replaces an officer rating once they have become a rear admiral or general. One rating is conferred per star. J. Medical enlisted only. Medical enlisted personnel are qualified based on knowledge. K. Support Xenology. Alien Warfare Specialist. K personnel are trained in alien languages, both body language and linguistic analysis, as well as in their respective histories and cultures. Most serve as liaisons to forward deployed units in alien space. God, this is long, but it's good to know that they've gone through and actually done this. It's wow. So L is support naval. I'm not even going to keep reading these. There's too long. The S ranking one actually goes in the opposite order. They have 5 ratings, and 1 being the highest rather than 7. S-class troops considered prime candidates for Spectre nomination. Does that mean Shepard was also an S-class operative as well as an N-class operative? Uh-huh. So that was all actually pretty cool. I don't know if that was in the previous editions or not. That might have come in with an update. But that was pretty cool. I hope you all enjoyed that. Where was I going? Let's go talk to Joker. He's always a good way to brighten up the day. Yo, Joker, speak to me.
Hey, Commander. You know, I had my doubts about the Council. But after years of ignoring your warnings, they're finally willing to step up and tell you they just can't help.
Okay. I'm one of those people that believe the Council was actually trying to prepare for the war to come. Except they were preparing to face a conventional foe. Not the Reapers. Just some little bits and pieces I've seen throughout my gameplay experience and such. I got more of a feeling it was the... What's the word I'm looking for here? It was the governments that were denying the Reapers were real, and not the Council. The Council was just towing the line so they could stay in power. And it's just little things, like the fact that the Tyrian hierarchy has Garrus preparing with his task force. You know, and like I said, it's the little things that make me believe that. I just can't put words to them at the moment. But after you, so I support the Council.
They're doing everything they can.
Did they at least validate our parking? Well, let me know if you want me to get them on the channel and then hang up on them. You know, for old time's sake.
Of course you would, Joker. Of course you would.
Commander?
Don't want to speak to me. This section of the ship changed a bit from 2. Like, a lot of it stayed the same, but I don't know, the cockpit always just sort of feels like it's different in this one. Let's use the elevator. Down to the crew deck. My Destiny Ascension model. I always do this just so that I can say I've done it.
Tactical control, bring up the power menu.
And I think that one of the mods is introducing a
giving you time to evaluate the
intel
battlefield,
bonus
target new enemies, and
if I
select
do
the
it.
power. To use a power to attack an opponent, target the enemy before pausing the game.
So my apologies,
then highlight and select the
my
power.
faithful viewers. But like I said, I believe there was one of the mods was talking about adding a intelligence addition
for maximum tactical effectiveness, use squad mate powers in combination with your own, hitting enemies with up to 3 powers at once.
What's the word? Yeah, for doing all of these. Advanced power use.
After using a power, you must wait for it to recharge before using it again. This is called the cooldown period. When a power is in cooldown, its icon is gray. A red icon indicates that the power cannot affect the current target.
I don't know.
There are other useful tools on the power menu. To use powers in real time, drag and drop them to quick-fire keys in the power menu. If you have enough Metagel, select First Aid to revive a squad mate and to recover a portion of Shepard's health. You can also activate ammunition powers, like cryo ammo and incendiary ammo, to upgrade your weapon.
So, I'm sorry. I really am sorry. This is bad, but if I'm putting up with this, you guys are putting up with it with me. Like, I am a cruel, cruel person.
To order a squad mate to attack with a power, press Q or E while targeting an enemy. Z issues an order to both squad mates to open fire on the targeted enemy.
Oh, I'd forgot
And
that.
pressing C rallies the team to your position.
I forgot that that was what Z did. Or Z. Speak the Queen's English. Exit. And now you guys can claim. Now I can claim that I made you guys sit through that. Can't access it. Let's go talk to Liara. Here comes Glyph.
Commander Shepard, it's a pleasure to see you again.
You're the drone from the Shadow Broker's ship.
Dr. Tassoni now refers to me as Glyph instead of Info Drone 95% of the time. If you have a moment, I'd like to draw your attention to a terminal in her office. It analyzes information packages. If you find any useful data, I can research upgrades for you.
And what should I be looking for?
I'll inform you if you've found relevant data. When you do, return to this terminal for your choices. In the meantime, Dr. Tassoni would like to speak with you. Have a pleasant day.
Meeting with the council didn't go too well.
It was less than ideal.
I'm shocked.
At least the council can't deny the
shield
Reapers
capacity.
exist. But I'm not sure how much comfort that is while they bicker over which portion of the galaxy to save.
Wow. Becoming the big info brokers turned you into a real cynic, Liara. I like it.
I'm flattered, I think.
You'll find that I'm big on the shields, low on the health.
Looks like you brought more than just that drone from your ship.
A few things were necessary. I'd be a very silent shadow broker without data feeds.
So you have access to your resources?
What I can get. We'll need it to research this Prothean device. Until we understand precisely what it does, it's far too dangerous to use.
Did the Protheans finish it, Liara? Like, you need to ask that question. Like, seriously, did they finish it? Because if they did and it didn't work, then why are we doing this? If they did, if they were missing something, then what chance do we have of pulling it off?
Did the Protheans actually complete this weapon?
You mean, will it work? They wouldn't have poured their last resources into this device if they thought otherwise. But we really need to find out just what kind of weapon they left us.
Okay, I agree on that last part. Only in principle. We need to know more.
It'd be nice to know we're not kids playing around with a loaded gun.
Absolutely. The damage it could cause if it backfired is unthinkable. This will be difficult even for us. If something happens on a mission, if either one of us are hurt, I'll always remember that tour of the Normandy. But let's be honest, Shepard. It's been more than a half a year. Should we continue where we left off?
I did have some fun with Jack, but that's the thing. The Shepard's trying to figure out if he should be, which one he should be loyal to, because you sort of gave him the cold shoulder, Liara. Come on. Alright.
I'd like that more than anything, Liara.
Good. I was getting worried.
There were a lot of reasons I was happy to see you on Mars.
I'd like that list, but later. There's so much left to do. I'm working with EDI. Hopefully we can discover what the Protheans left for us. But I'm looking forward to talking about something other than business. Maybe later? Hello again, Shepard.
Alright, so let's ask some more questions.
How much do you know about this Prothean artifact?
Very little.
We're fortunate enough Data survived to piece together the blueprints. Decoding them will require as many specialists as we can find.
It's that high-tech?
I'd have killed for a glimpse of it during graduate school.
Yeah, but that loses weight when you have killed for this information, Liara.
You brought your little helper with you?
Its name is Glyph. It helped sort through all the data that led me to the archive on Mars.
It was a pleasure to be of assistance, Doctor.
Glyph's interfaced with the data feeds. Its analytical software should come in handy.
Investigate. So, I helped make you the shadow broker. I'd like to know what happened there. Like, why aren't you on your ship, Liara?
What's been happening with you as the broker, Liara?
It's been exciting. The old broker's ship. Impressive, but it was never meant to be space-worthy. Which meant the elusive man eventually tracked me down on Hagalaz.
What happened?
I knew he was coming. Farron and I loaded as much of the ship's specialized hardware onto a shuttle as we could. We got away from Cerberus' ships after arranging an appropriate distraction.
Oh. That's one pet peeve I have throughout this series, is how the heads sometimes just stay in one spot. They don't turn back.
What kind of distraction?
Sending the broker's ship exploding into a Cerberus cruiser. I don't think the elusive man expected me to give up my resources in such a spectacular fashion.
Come on, after everything we went through, neither did I.
Can you still operate as the broker without the ship?
Well, I couldn't let the elusive man have it. I saved what was crucial. My network of agents is intact, although the Reapers have taken a toll on their numbers. It's taking a while to re-establish contact.
And what happened to Farron?
So where is Farron if you two escaped?
He convinced me he was recovered enough to work, and I do need more agents.
Agent Farron didn't report any injuries during his last call to you, Doctor.
True. Given what he survived, I should probably worry less.
What's new then?
What have you been up to since we last saw each other?
Since you helped me defeat the Shadow Broker, I started looking for defenses against the Reapers. The Protheans were the only ones with substantial information on them. The older civilizations barely had records. I knew the elusive man was hunting for the same thing when our agents began crossing paths.
Like on Mars?
I thought I'd covered my tracks, but he had surveillance there all along.
Alright then, Liara, I'll see you later.
We'll talk later, Liara.
Of course.
Now let's have a look at the broker terminal.
This terminal contains non-essential correspondence from your allied forces. Dr. T'Soni has granted you access.
I made contact with Tazik yesterday. The look on his face was priceless. He's not happy you put me in charge of scouting the Terminus systems, but he's not doing a good job of keeping us alive. I've never seen so many pirates and mercs on edge. The black market's unreliable, and it's getting harder to make contact with suppliers. The Alliance won't be able to rely on it as a source of Crucible materials for long, if things get worse. Some of the other operatives think we should cut our losses now, but I just keep asking them, when did the odds ever stop the broker? Farron. P.S. I hope you finally got our little friend Droney to stop saying shadow and broker out loud in the same sentence to anyone in sight. I hope I'm going slow enough for all you guys to read this, because I know I'm keeping up, and that's my measure I was using. Okay. Time to leave.
Please, enjoy your day.
I don't think there's a So I'm also keeping an eye out for my models. That's the other thing I'm looking for. I'm one of them people, you introduce a collectible set throughout a series and I'm probably going to try and get it.
Commander?
Everything okay down here, Doctor?
The Alliance team cleaned up and restocked, but it's still my old medbay. Feels like home.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Let's waste no time. If I may, I'd like to examine you.
Why?
Nothing wrong with me, is there?
No, but we should keep an eye on all those cybernetic implants Cerberus grafted into you.
Expensive stuff bringing me back.
And worth every penny. Let's just make sure everything is okay.
It's better safe than sorry in this situation.
Guess a checkup never hurts. Just no scalpel this time, Doc.
Alas, to my great disappointment, it is nothing invasive. I'm just going to run some diagnostics on your implants, and it'll take a few readings. The procedure we did for your scarring has produced a lovely synthetic protein overlay. And your body has accepted the implants quite nicely.
Hit it better. Sure didn't come cheap.
That's it. You're the picture of health.
So I got the scar treatment mostly by accident, to be honest.
How's our inventory of meds?
The medbay was fully stocked before you left Earth. We should be good for a long time, even given the amount of fire you take each day.
I just got burnt by Karen. Like, Karen Chakwas is like my favorite character throughout the series. She's Karen, Joker, then probably Liara, Ashley, Rex, Grunt, Samara, and then after that I sort of don't really have much. And that list is liable to change on a day-to-day basis.
Do you ever regret working for Cerberus?
We didn't work for them. We used them. If I were to feel anything, it would be guilt. We took their money, took their best people, took their best ship. We used them to defeat the Collectors, and now we are using their resources against them. So no, I don't regret it one bit.
What about your family, Karen?
You've never mentioned any of your family.
None to speak of, really. I'm the last of a prestigious line of medical professionals. The Alliance is my spouse, and you're all my children. I'm blessed with many close friends. But with each Alliance vessel taken, I lose one or two. We need to end this war.
I'm sorry to hear that. And yes, we do.
I'll see you around, Doctor.
Take care, Shepard.
No, not changing my power bonus. Reassign powers. Reset Shepard's powers. Purchase. Thank you. Now I can choose how to do this myself. Upgrade power. 2. 3. 4. Back. Fitness. Expand. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Fortification. Damage protection. So I'm going through and I'm just getting the upgrades that I want. I have to go back in there and finish that list off. But yeah, so expand Adrenaline Rush. Pick up a frag grenade. And then run with Adrenaline Rush. So I know it's not the decreased health and shield damage taken by 25%, which is a very, very nice thing to have, but the increase in time dilation. Resume. So now that I've got Shepard to the standards I want to use him on, time to go down to the next level. Down to engineering. Adams, I've come to visit. Starboard cargo bay. Have a quick chat with Diana.
How's your new assignment working out, Allers?
Fairly normal, except for the unshackled AI, Matriarch Benezia's daughter, and the communicator that can reach Earth. The first two, I can deal with. That last one gets my attention.
So what are you asking for exactly?
Anything from Earth is the lead story right now. That's not opinion, it's fact.
Maybe I can pass on a few non-classified progress updates.
Seriously? You just doubled my ratings. I don't need FaceTime, just a data upload.
Get us that support, Diana. We're gonna need it.
Tell people what's really happening on Earth. We need long recruiting lines on every planet after you air a story.
I can do this, Commander. Remind me to tell you about the time I made an Elcor cry.
Impressive. Like, Elcor don't cry. They're
Commander.
Slow and steady. Side note, that's how I like to play my strategy games. Big lumbering units?
Commander, welcome back to the Normandy. Or maybe you should be saying that to me.
Engineer Adams, what are you doing here?
I was put in charge of the drive core retrofits. My experience on the Normandy SR-1 made me an obvious choice.
So, what do you think of our SR-2?
She's incredible. If there's one nice thing I can say about Cerberus, it's that they know how to build a ship. And about that, Cerberus, I mean, I owe you an apology.
How so?
Back when you got this ship, Dr. Chakwas contacted me, asking me to help with your mission against the Collectors. I refused. I didn't have your back, and I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, it's alright, but why, man? Like, I just cover it. No need for an apology, but why?
Why didn't you join us?
I saw what happened to you when the Normandy went down. I didn't trust that it was really you, and I certainly didn't trust Cerberus. Also, as an officer of the Alliance, I don't just leave my post, you know?
Man, there's no need for an apology. I just wanted to know why. You had your role, and I'm alright with that.
Your Alliance first. That's the way it should be.
Thank you, Commander. Glad to be aboard.
We only stole Cerberus's resources. I didn't work for them. I just took their resources. So I got no issues overarchingly with him leaving, him not joining us.
Is your family okay?
My parents are serving on Viridian Zenith, an Alliance agricultural vessel. My sister is a navigator on the SSV Benjamin Davis. Happy to report that both vessels are safely under Hackett's command.
That's good to hear. What about the Normandy?
Does the new Normandy stack up to the old SR-1?
Stack up. It blows the old ship away. The Tantalus drive core has been completely overhauled. The SR-2 might be nearly twice the size, but the new drive core is 3 times bigger. This ship can fly. That said, Cerberus isn't too high on safety. If pushed past her limits, this core would vent into engineering. Guess it gives my team incentive to keep her well balanced during a firefight.
Do your job or get vaporized.
Pretty much. I noticed you upgraded the kinetic barriers with cyclonic technology. Should help reduce the draw when under missile fire.
Hopefully that means fewer vaporized engineers?
The IES stealth system is significantly improved. It can handle a higher blue shift of our emissions.
And that means?
We should be able to drop out of FTL without triggering every sensor in range. Very handy for stealth reconnaissance. All in all, The Normandy is a marvel of engineering.
Well, as long as you're impressed, Adams, as long as you're impressed, because we're gonna need to take her to the edge and more, so keep her running.
What do you think of Edie?
We had a good talk during the retrofit. A little strange at first, talking shop with an AI.
AI? I thought Edie posed as a VI to keep the likes of you from unplugging her.
Yeah, but I saw through her. Have you seen her hardware? Processing power is off the charts. And then there were the problems that kept fixing themselves. If I hadn't had her pegged, I would have sworn I was losing it.
You never expressed any skepticism, Lieutenant Adams.
I figured I'd better play it safe with the Cerberus AI, Edie. No offense.
None taken. As long as you keep your fingers out of my cognizance processors.
In the beginning, I tried disconnecting her from key processes without giving myself away. Easier said than done. But Joker seemed to trust her, and in time I saw her advantages. Even grew to like her.
I have a feeling in the long run, Adams and Edie would become very good friends. Like, it's nice to see them getting along. But, Adams, this is goodbye for now.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, sir.
I'm deliberately trying to avoid the line from from the Citadel DLC. I should go. Do I really sound like that? I find that hilarious. I'll cover it later with you lot when I actually get round to that mission. Shuttle Bay. Cortez, speak to me. Oh no, I forgot something. I'll be back to talk Dan later, Cortez, before I forget this again. Upgrade time. Engineering upgrades. Access store to purchase new upgrades. Pick up the mech bay. And also the shooting range. Now, I do know that the shooting range has, if I shoot and destroy 250 targets with it, there is an intel package unlocked. That I do know. So, I'll try out those new guns that were added, the A12 Raider 1. And I don't want the Vindicator at the moment. Let's try the Valkyrie. Let's compare you to the Avenger. Sorry. Argus 1. So I'm just going to give these a shot. Set up shooting range. Well, she rips through shields fairly quickly. No, I'm not a fan of that firing system. But the Raiders got some punch to it.
Now that's a tasty shot!
Alright, let's give the Valkyrie a shot then. And I don't need you. Raider's fairly good, I will acknowledge that. like I said, I do actually have confirmation. I've just popped that up on the thing. It's talking about there being an achievement for 250 kills, so... Looks like I'm back to the Vindicator. Like I said, I'm not a total fan of that shooting pattern. I think I'm missing something. Did I not activate that? Mustn't have. Alright, so I'm going to come back for this. Because there should be a crate there with weapons. So CIC. Private terminal. Email. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you too. Accept delivery. Anything else I need to worry about? New shotgun. Alright, so that should be everything, which will allow me to pick up some extra weapons. The M6 Carnifex. So that means I'm getting these. They're reasonably powerful. Like, they're upgraded above what I currently got. So, set up shooting range, yes. So my Avenger is now Mark 5. Geth Pulse Rifle. So I'm going to equip the Revenant. For my Sniper Rifle, I'm going to bring the Widow. Get rid of the Viper. Pop up. I'm rather a big fan of the Widow, actually. She's a very solid rifle. Sniper concentration mod. The N7 Eagle, the M3 Predator, the M6 Carnifex, Acolyte. So the current weapons are fairly heavy. I like having 3 weapons at a time. The M4 Shuriken, N7 Hurricane, Tempest, Locust, Geth Plasma. We'll take the Shuriken. So power recharge speed is at neg 25%, which is an acceptable variation.
Now that's a tasty shot!
So, not as effective against armor as she is against health. So that means I should be running you with fire. Incendiary armor. Nice if I had some actual mods for that thing. Widow? Let's give this one a true test. Just want to see. So, one shot, one kill. She rips through all of that, so... Probably something I'd put cryo ammo on if I had cryo ammo currently, but I don't. So instead, I'm going to chuck on disruptor ammo. Chance to stun the enemy target.
Nice!
Yeah, incendiary ammo just to punch through armor. Alright, so like I said, there is actually an achievement for destroying 250 of these, so... Okay, let's see what happens if I shoot send a mass. Dead. Dead. But is that because of the disruptor ammo? Yeah, so... Or is it weaker because it's not aimed? Weaker because it's not aimed. Yeah, so this thing will punch through pretty much anything wherever I shoot it now, as long as I'm aiming. If I don't shoot down the scope, it takes 2 shots to kill anything. Let's see if I can keep track of how many of these I've shot. So, not making much progress at the moment. I'm just having some fun with the target range. I'll do some more work on that later. Cortez. Cortez.
Commander? Need anything?
Service record?
How long have you been with the Alliance?
About 10 years. I enlisted in 1st Fleet serving on the SSV Hawking, flying F-61 Tridents mostly. I love the Trident. It practically dances in low atmo. I spent as much time tinkering on my bird as flying her. Got a bit of a reputation.
So, you can fly fighters and fix them?
Yeah, and I got a knack for procurement too. They were grooming me for CAG, but my skill set made me more valuable commanding a flight deck. They assigned me to the Normandy retrofit team about 5 months ago to oversee all cargo bay modifications.
But the ground vehicle.
What happened to the M44 Hammerhead?
It was sent to the tech labs for a retrofit. To afford mobility with such a small ESO core, its design sacrificed armor plating. The lab engineers are trying to improve that. After the Reaper invasion, those labs are probably just a pile of rubble.
I want my Hammerhead back! What about the shuttle that Vega broke?
The Kodiak seems a bit different.
Oh. Good eyes, Commander. This is the UT-47A Kodiak. It's got an upgraded ESO core and prototype stealth technology based on the Normandy design. For quick drops, I can get you in and out virtually undetected. She flies like a brick, so that's why you need a good pilot.
Okay, what about the armor?
Do you maintain this armory?
I share that duty with our illustrious Mr. Vega. Though I believe the only weapon he really cares to maintain is himself.
You know you love the show, Esteban.
The first retrofit we did was to move the armory down from Deck 2. I'm not sure what Cerberus engineers were thinking. Now you get off the elevator, pick your gear, and head right into the shuttle.
Just like the original Normandy.
Welcome back to the Alliance, Commander.
True. Now what about your family, Cortez?
You were stationed on Earth. Do you have family there?
I'm an only child. Lost my parents years ago. I had a husband back when I was stationed at Ferris Fields. The Collectors took out the whole colony. I'd rather not talk about it.
Progressive of BioWare to actually put that in.
Carry on.
I say BioWare and
Yes,
not
Commander.
EA because those evil overlords. M44 Hammerhead IFV. Procurement interface, weapon upgrades. Procurement interface? So, there's a 10% markup for anything I purchase here, which means I'm going to buy it when I go to visit the actual fleet. Give me back my Quarian vessel. That's weapon storage chest. That's the model freighter. Don't have anything there yet. We have a mech bay with no mechs.
Hey, Shepard. How'd it go with the council?
Same as usual. Non-committal. Unhelpful.
Bet they still wanted you to help them out, no?
Yeah. We're gonna rescue a Turian Primarch from Paladin.
Sounds like fun. Never been to the Turian homeworld. You down here for a reason?
I'm down here for a reason. Let me think on that. Trying to get to know my crew. Wanted to test out a couple of the weapons, make sure I got all my weapons. To annoy you and Cortez. I think I'm running out of reasons here. Oh yeah, also to steal your Fortnite.
Just came down to talk.
Great. Not sure what there is to talk about. You already know my service record.
I don't, actually. I didn't have access to personnel records when we met.
Right. Forgot about that. Well... Think you can dance and talk at the same time?
Yeah, okay, I'm game.
I think I can
I'm
handle
gonna
it.
kick your ass.
Okay, loco. Let's dance.
Don't push your luck, Vega. With age comes wisdom. And rank.
Ha! You sound like my old CO.
Oh yeah? And who was that?
Captain Tony. He was a hard-ass son of a bitch, but a good leader.
I've actually watched the Paragon Lost.
With most of my squad. Protecting a civilian colony from a collector attack.
And the colony?
It was either them, or the intel we had on the collectors. Intel we could have used to destroy them. I chose the intel.
Sorry. That's a tough call.
The best part was, we didn't really need the intel in the end. Because you were out saving the galaxy by taking down the entire collector homeworld.
You didn't know. You can't blame yourself, Vega.
Who says I'm blaming myself?
Just a guess.
You a shrink too?
Nope. But that stunt back on Mars was reckless. You're lucky to be alive.
So?
So? Maybe you don't care if you live or die.
Or maybe... I'm just willing to do whatever the fuck it takes to end this goddamn war.
Maybe you are. But if you're half as good as I think you are, we need you alive.
Thanks for the pep talk.
Anytime.
Hey, thanks for the dance, loco.
fairly informal, so Loco, I like that.
Loco, huh?
I can think of worse things to call you.
Long as you remember who's in charge. You can call me whatever you want.
Oh, I won't forget.
So, that was James. Engineering... up to my cabin. Just want to do a check and make sure I got all my models. I think I must have missed some somewhere. Oh well, these things happen. Why'd I come to this thing? Yeah. So I actually have completed this game before, and that's my problem. I know I've done those. Why haven't my achievements come through? Well, to be fair, I have done those, but that was in a previous installation of the game, and I uninstalled it and then reinstalled it. I made a mistake there.
Commander.
Hey, Campbell. So I'm just doing a run around, see if I can't find that. I just feel like I'm missing some of my models is all. Might not be. Damn.
Commander Shepard.
So, my next mission, I'm going to go and do... Actually, I might call this one here. Leave this as a kind of a time alone sort of thing. Going to cut this recording here because this one's been going for an hour and 2, so I'll stop and then I'll start up another. I hope you've all enjoyed. Like, review, I don't care. It's not up to me.
The Alliance has found a new Cerberus lab on Sanctum. Admiral Hackett would like you to investigate.
Righto, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Trainer. It's the war terminal. So, first and foremost, let's check our crew manifest. Captain is Commander Shepard. Our executive officer is Flight Lieutenant Moreau. Marine officer is unavailable. Chief engineer, chief medical officer, supply officer, Lieutenant Cortez. Marine detachment. Close. Back. Email. So, those Ghosts of Antilion. So I've actually previously, well, not previously, I've watched a another couple of videos, and yeah, I was sort of looking into what mods to go for, and this particular one, I've read some of the I pretty much read this opening stuff because he just was showing the messages that popped up at the beginning. How to explain this without making me sound like a lying cheat? Essentially, he showed the opening stuff, he read through it and sort of went, well, this is kind of indicative of what goes on. So, yeah. So, if you need to pause as I go through this stuff, read it. So, close, Spectre terminal,
Shepard,
nothing.
Human. Spectre status recognized.
Close, exit. So, I'm going to cut that here. Next episode I'll finish on the ship and go find a mission. Just getting a bit late for me, so I can't really find the energy to continue. So I hope you've enjoyed. Create new save. We'll leave it here and go through the spiel. So, I love all my viewers. Yous all hate me. If yous can find it in yourselves to review, subscribe, like, dislike, go ahead. It's all up to yous. Hope yous all enjoyed, and I'm signing off now. Down. So I'm not necessarily the most aggressive of advances. I sort of like to try and deal with everything before I go forward. But at times, rushing is the only way to go. I do my best. So let's have a little wander through, see if we can't find any ammo. It's the M15 Vindicator. We're going to change loadout. I want to compare that to the Avenger that I've got. Capacity, fire rate, damage, accuracy. Increase in weight, however. Nothing. And still nothing. So I'm going to take with me the Vindicator battle rifle. It's still a good rifle. Really, I should have changed this a while back. Striker. Yeah, I'll check that as the Vindicator as well. Yeah, so we'll leave that. And I actually haven't done one for you yet. You're still using stock gear. So we'll check that as the N7 Eagle. And that's the N7 Hurricane. Chuck that as the Bloodpack Punisher. There is a method to the madness. That thing has anti-armor capabilities. Ammo is full. So that is a case of incendiary ammo. Incendiary. Disruptor. Shotgun shredder mod. I'm not using a shotgun at the moment, but these things happen. Level 34. So, combat mastery. So, that one's actually a fairly good power, but the weight capacity, that means I can fire off my abilities more. So I'm going to take that. Ashley, you've got 2 and you've got 2. So we're going to leave those be. So that should hopefully have just counteracted my Vindicator battle rifle.
Ash. Shepard.
Elusive man.
Fascinating race, the Protheans. They left all this for us to discover, but we squandered it. The Alliance has known about the archives for more than 30 years. And what have they done with it?
What do you want?
What I've always wanted. The data in these artifacts holds the key to solving the Reaper threat.
I've seen your solution. Your people are turned into monsters.
Hardly. They're being improved.
Improved?
That's what separates us, Shepard. Where you see a means to destroy, I see a way to control, to dominate and harness the Reaper's power. Imagine how strong humanity would be if we controlled them.
Sorry, got a little bit distracted there while the cutscene was running. Yeah, no. You're wasting time. Seriously, man.
Earth is under siege, and you're hatching a scheme to control the Reapers?
You've always been short-sighted, hasty. Your destruction of the Collector base proved that.
That base was an abomination. Hundreds of thousands of humans were murdered there.
This isn't your fight any longer, Shepard. You can't defeat the Reapers, even with the Prothean data.
Well, I can pick one of these, but no. Let's
Work with me.
Try.
Give me control of your resources, and I'll stop them.
You'd do better than most, but the odds aren't in your favor. More importantly, I don't want the Reapers destroyed.
No.
We can dominate them, use their power, harness their very essence to bring humanity to the apex of evolution.
So, a couple points there. Thank you, Elusive Man, for acknowledging that, yes, Shepard is the one that has the best chance of stopping this. But, no, controlling them is not the option at the moment. I'm not sure what option I'm going to choose in the end. I want to see what EGM adds. But, yeah, so, you're deluded.
You've gone too far. The Reapers will kill us all if we don't stop fighting each other.
I don't expect you to understand, Shepard, and I'm certainly not looking for your approval.
You were a tool, an agent with a singular purpose, and despite our differences, you were relatively successful. But like the rest of the rebels in this place, your time is over.
Enough talk. Liara.
Don't interfere with my plan, Shepard. I won't warn you again.
Duly noted.
Shepard,
What?
the data, it's not here. It's being erased.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Damn it. How's he doing it?
It's local. Someone's uploading the information.
Hey, step away from the console. Now!
That'd be your first indication something be weird here.
She's got the data! She's faster than she looks.
Stay close. We can't...
Leg it.
There she is.
Stay on her!
She's getting away.
No, she's not. Shepard, run!
Watch out!
Up there!
Yeah, this particular sequence part has always been a part I've had a little bit of trouble with. Vindicator battle rifle. Run, run, run. Singularity. Nope, don't work.
There she is.
Stay on her!
She's getting away.
Watch out!
Up there!
Dealt with. There she is. Run.
Down there!
James, you read me? Cerberus has the data. Radio to Normandy. Get them down here now.
So, I'm quiet. I know. I'm apologizing now again. I'm not so good at keeping up that flow of conversation.
She's getting away.
Reload. No!
James, Normandy, anybody.
I got this one.
It has weapons, James. You could fire them.
Normandy's en route. They'll be here soon.
We need the data.
Yeah, that's not good. No! Ash!
Let her go!
Orders?
Finish her.
Really big difference there in guns, eh? I'm using the Eagle in that. That is definitely not the Eagle.
Bring it with us.
Shepard, we got Reaper signatures in orbit.
Ashley.
So, as soon as I can, I'm going to cut this episode well, no, that's not good. I just had a crash. So, I'm going to stop the recording here. That crash is hopefully not going to be a problem. If it is, well, I'll record the entire episode again, and you will get to see this episode twice. If that does come to be, I'll mention it in the pre-start section I do with this, and you can skip to the you can skip it. I love all my viewers. I know you hate me. Review, watch, I don't care. If you do it, thank you. If not, well. I do this as a labor of love. Adios for now.